Welcome everyone to the Kirby Method Design Your Life 101 workshop. I'm so excited that you're all joining in this next 8 weeks to learn how to design your lives and really explore a lot of amazing tools and resources to help find health, purpose, and fulfillment in life post-sport. So today we're officially kicking off the pilot workshop. And a couple of details. So the workshop is 8 weeks long. We'll have different video clips and interactive exercises each week. And today for week 1, we'll be walking through an overview of the Kirby Method approach, intro to design thinking, and then dive into some exercises you can complete this week to get jump started. So before we dive into that, I want to talk a little bit and give some background both on myself and how Kirby Method came about. So as most of you probably know, I played soccer. Some quick accolades about myself: captained the team at Stanford, very competitive D1 soccer program. I played pro soccer for a few years in both LA and Philly. You can see some wonderful pictures here in front of you. And then with some awesome accolades like scoring the first goal in WPS, Women's Professional Soccer League history, and competing in the All-Star games. But then what happened is I actually hurt my knee, and I had knee surgery, as most of you know. And, I really tried to come back. I tried to push through the pain. It was a really tough year or two in trying to figure out, understand how can I get healthy and can I play again and get to that level that I was at. And, fast forward 6 years after stepping off the field for the last time, and it really hasn't been easy. Since retiring, stopping, playing soccer, it's been an incredible, enlightening journey filled with many ups and downs, tears and laughter, filled with so many questions of who am I? What do I like to do? What am I passionate about? How do I find purpose? What are my day-to-day habits or routine? Things like, what do I eat now that I'm not running around 3 hours a day? Who's my community, my team, now that I don't have a soccer team? So I've learned a lot over the past 6 years, and I realized that having coaches and resources on how to design my own life to live purposefully and happily is a total game changer. I've talked to a lot of other athletes. I've read biographies and books and articles. And what I realize is that, a lot of us are going through very similar things without much help or resources in place. So that's how Kirby Method was born. So I want to start off by saying that, transitioning to life post-sport is really hard. You don't have to be a professional or Olympic athlete to face the challenges in trying to figure it out when you're done with your sports career. And few of us are successfully trained to navigate this type of transition. It doesn't matter if you stopped playing sports 25 years ago, if you're still playing today. There are a lot of amazing and valuable tools and skill sets to help you figure it out when you are done with your sports career. So meet Kirby Method. It's all about designing your own life to find health, fulfillment, and purpose in life post-sport. So it's very grounded in design thinking, so straight from the Stanford D School, and cognitive behavioral technique to help you feel better and have emotional intelligence. The entire approach and program is backed by years of research and real life experiences. And at the end of this workshop, it's my goal is I want you to have some tangible tools to understand how to design your own life, to practice feeling better, to start working towards defined, created goals. And I really ask you to be, open-minded and committed over the next, 8 weeks, and try things that may be a little bit out of your comfort zone, or put the extra couple minutes in or effort in on doing some of the exercises and homework, and really understanding, what is resonating with me and what isn't, and really like continuing to build on that. So I think, put simply, and I like to put this slide in here, I said a lot of mumbo jumbo on the last slide, cognitive behavioral technique and design thinking. But I think when you really think about it and simplify what this workshop is about, it's helping you figure out, who do you want to be when you grow up? We're all adults, and I believe that we have several different versions of ourselves that we can continue to explore and evolve and change. And so it's all about having fun, figuring out who do I want to be when I grow up in career and health, in play. So I like to call it recess, adult fun, and love. Before I dive into what really Kirby Method is, I think it's helpful to talk quickly about what Kirby Method is not. It sets a good framework. So one, Kirby Method is not this is not a quick fix. It takes patience and commitment when we think about sustainable behavior change and getting to that long-term goal. Not all of these changes are going to happen overnight or literally, if that's a word, in line. So it's not a quick fix. It's also not a one-way street of information. Like while consuming information, it can be a wonderful thing. I read a lot of books. I listen to podcasts, different webinars. I really take the approach of helping you or encouraging you to apply that information and learn by applying things. And then lastly, it's not a one size fits all. What resonates for you might not resonate for someone else. And there are a lot of different tools that we'll walk through, and some will resonate with you more than others, and it'll be different than the person sitting next to you. So I encourage you, try out all the tools, be open and see where you get energy from and see what really resonates with you. So what Kirby Method is, it is simple, interactive, and athlete focused. So there are three main pillars in the actual program and curriculum itself. So one is design thinking, which I've already talked a lot about, but it's all about taking action to fail fast and really see real results. So we learn by taking action and learning from those actions, straight from the Stanford D School. Secondly, it's about emotional intelligence. So this is where that cognitive behavioral therapy technique comes into play. So it's about feeling better, being happier, replacing those negative thoughts with positive ones. And then thirdly, it's about sustainable behavior change. So this is a lot of my work at Kirby Health. We work with clients and very successfully help adults, kids, and families reach their health goals through behavior modification and sustainable behavior change. So it's all about creating those smaller stepping stones to get you to your larger goal and where you want to be. And so how does Kirby Method help you develop tools in design thinking, in emotional intelligence, and sustainable behavior change? It's through building community. It's through taking courses and workshops and one-on-one coaching. So these are the three key elements that offer different levels of tool building. So you can do one or all three. There are community events like dinners and happy hours quarterly. Each event has a different focus. There are courses and workshops like this pilot workshop, Design Your Life 101. And then for those that want to go further, there's one-on-one coaching. So working with myself as a coach or other Kirby Method coaches, depending on what your goals are. So getting more into the workshop, there are four main phases that we'll explore over the course of this 8 weeks. So the explore, design and ideate, ta-da, and become the expert. So exploring, we're really becoming aware of what's around us and observing and kind of reflecting and evaluating where we are and exploring potential areas of focuses. And then secondly, we'll be designing and ideating. And I don't know where the term ideate came from. I can't remember if that's a Stanford D School term or I made that up, but idea plus create. And so it's about being creative and brainstorming around your area of focus that you want to work on throughout the workshop and brainstorming different opportunities and potential solutions. And then in the ta-da and become the expert phases, we'll be designing and working towards a more concrete goal. So ta-da, again, is all about celebrating failure. It's by learning by taking action, failing fast. And then becoming the expert is all about how do we really hone in on that one goal now that we have some learnings around that to really build that skill set or build that behavior. And I'm not going to go through every one of these, but to give you a quick sense of some common areas of focus that I see for athletes, I've listed 10 out here. So for example, finding passion and purpose in career, it can be really challenging. There's so much passion and you feel so much purpose and inspiration and excitement in participating and competing. And then it can be a really big letdown when you get to the real world, quote unquote, and you're working through, like a new like 9 to 5 job, and how does that relate to like your overall excitement and feeling passion and purpose in that. There are focuses around like healthy eating and exercise routines. So that can be really challenging when you go from competing and exercising multiple hours a day to not. Like, how do you find that balance and what serves you both from an eating perspective and exercise? Also, understanding stress management. So, how am I now managing my stress now that I'm not competing 5 hours a day? Because that can be a great channel or a great tool or a way to manage stress. Understanding what serves you. So, a lot of being an athlete is the ability to take feedback from your coach and implement that immediately. And so, it can be a transition or a different skill set to really understand, like, no, like what works for me? Like, how do I understand what really serves me versus like listening to a bunch of feedback from my coach or whoever that person might be. What do I like to do for fun? I struggled with this one. Like, who am I? Like, what do I like to do for fun on the weekends? I don't even know. Finding different speeds, like especially at work. So, not being in game time mode all the time. Like, it's not very sustainable. When you have, a 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 9 to 7 job, that can be really challenging to be in game time all the time. So, how do you be very productive and efficient, perhaps even more so, by finding those different gears or speeds? And then what I also want to call it is being part of a team. I think that's a huge part of transitioning is how do I find my community, like my team outside of my sport? And then here's a week by week view of the workshop. So there'll be other tools and things we explore not listed here, but it gives you an outline of how we're going to progress each week. And to give you a sense of how it's going to work logistically, each week at the beginning of the week, you'll get an email announcing that week's content is available on kirbymethod.com. And then there, in the members only portion of the site, you'll find short videos and worksheets to go through at your own pace during the week. And I'd expect to spend about, I don't know, anywhere from a half an hour to an hour each week on the content. And then each week you'll have homework. So you can spend as much time as you want on this homework part, but I did a lot, at least 20 minutes there. So, yeah, and if you have any questions throughout the week or any updates, or you want to like take the homework further, definitely like let me know. Always feel free to email me, kirbymethod@gmail.com. Would love to hear how things are going, what could be improved and what could be better. So you can see that this week over week view, the first 2 weeks is really that explore phase. So awareness and exploration. So we're looking into intro to Kirby Method, intro to design thinking, the mindfulness model all around emotional intelligence. And you can see some of the exercises we'll be doing, which is really exciting. And then weeks 3 and 4 is around design and ideate. So more around the mindfulness model and intro to sustainable behavior change. Some of my favorite tools, designing 3 lives and meeting your guru, meeting your 80-year-old self to help you kind of check in with your intuition and help you when you're feeling indecisive. And then weeks 5 and 6 and 7 is the ta-da phase, so feeling fast and celebrating that, learning how to create goals, a lot of reflection around, understanding the approach of setting those goals and learning supportive accountability and how to iterate. And then week 8 around becoming the expert. So exploring your feedback loop and continuing education and, how do I want to move forward from this workshop? And I've talked about a lot of these tools and you've seen them here, but I wanted to throw them out here. And again, totally encourage you to try each one. Notice which ones resonate with you more than others. Again, it's going to be different for everyone. And then here's just a quick glance through the 4 phases of what kind of tools and ideas and focuses we'll be walking through.